Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel, welcome to Shogun 2 Total War Strategy Saturday Tour Through Time, something like that. Oh god, what have I created? Anyway, we're busy chugging along as the Takeda, last I recall, unless this is another legendary save file that I just had kicking around, because I do play mostly on legendary. So, continuing along, let's just hit end turn. I don't really remember what was going on whatsoever, but things look to be chugging along fine. We've got some alliances and shit like that. We got trade coming in. We got like 5,000 in the bank, which I'm pretty sure I extorted out of other people for protection money. And we're about to declare war on some bitches. So yeah, things be good. And it looks like our Imagawa friends have just wiped out the Tokugawa and the Oda. Ah, fantastic. CA games, major factions getting wiped out. It's like a law of life that major factions will get wiped out in a CA game. It's just the way it be. Okay, so we're going to want to consider getting the Warhorse stables. The problem is that we can't actually get any of those cavalry that's saying that we're going to be able to get, as far as I can remember, because I'm pretty sure that we kind of needed like a spear dojo or some other shit. And the problem is that we can get Takeda fire cavalry no matter which of these we have, just like we can get scout cavalry. So I'm pretty sure that none of this helps unless we upgrade this to a castle, which I don't want to do yet because that'll stimmy our growth a little bit. And growth is important. So we're going to instead grow our faces all over the Anagakojo or whatever the crap they're called. We're going to go ahead and recruit more army here for our place because we don't really feel like we need to take the cavalry along. I'm going to leave behind a unit of battered archers and a unit of my cavalry here. We're going to start off by just going towards their borders. See what I can see here. That's about as far as I can get. So we're going to have to, since we have no agent ability until this market finishes, I'm going to just say balls to it and go invade them. So we're going to go ahead and declare war. We're going to call our allies for help. They're going to say, oh, they said yes. And we're going to go take their capital. Okay, that was a risk because I did not know what the hell was in this city. Turns out it was nothing. So let's continue siege for now. I just want to check our political situation here. Now, this place is going to be unhappy as shit because of that, but we're going to be able to stream a couple of units up there from our capital of Kai. This should be enough to make them relatively happy. We're going to go ahead and make them happy by reducing our taxes just for a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and recruit some more units here as well. So we want lots of units coming in from everywhere. Let's just check our diplomatic screen. We're attacking these assholes because they don't like us. They've only got one province, so this will actually destroy them. So I would feel a little bit bad for them. But not really that bad. No, I don't feel that bad at all about this. So anyway, let's go ahead and attack them. And this is just going to be the one garrison unit, so I'm not even going to show you the end results of this assault. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So anyway, I will see you after the battle. Alright, okay, and we're back. So yeah, that was that. Quick battle. Just stood outside with their archers because I was too lazy to do it the proper way. Which is going to happen from time to time. It looks like that faction was completely wiped out since it doesn't look like they've got any remnant armies remaining in their... So that, yeah, it was them. They've got no rebels in the province to thwart me. So, you know, everything is fine and dandy and good. This is not really an economic specialty province really either, so I'm probably going to use it just like North Shinano to get an early agent. The question is, what kind of agents do I want? I also want to upgrade my lumber yards here. And I can also get away with recruiting even more troops. So we're short on archers in our ratio here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I might get a sake den for the ninja. That might be a good idea. I might want to get just north of here is Echu, Kaga, and Echizen. And they actually have a slight amount of Iko-Iki religion up there. So it might be a good idea for me to start considering getting a priest, so that he could exercise that from my people. But for now, I think I'm going to get another market because I want to be able to level up those Metsuke really quickly. They're an integral part of my strategy in this game, and it's good to have high-level Metsuke earlier on than later. So we've got ourselves an expanding string of provinces. They're not in the most defensively feasible position here, and we haven't really met many new people from that. And we did meet the Iko-Iki, Now, what I can do is I can request a trade agreement with them. They will always agree because they're opportunistic sons of bitches. And what I can also do is offer them 10 turns of military access. I'll do it next turn, though. The thing about the Iko Iki is that I want to keep their lands open for expansion, but they will always 100% every time backstab you because they are sons of bitches. Like, they are dicks. I hate them so much. But the point is, I can get a trade agreement and leech a little bit of money off them until that point where they backstab me. And that makes it a little bit... Oh, the Oda are back to life. What the hell are they doing there? Okay, so the Oda aren't actually back to life. What happened was the Oda, it looks like, managed to get their asses handed to them by the Imagawa, but it looks like they then managed to take... Oh, no, wait, no. Yeah, no, look, Owari was their original one, so the Imagawa have been pushing them out. So what's going to happen is the Imagawa are going to take Mino, and then that's all going to go to shit. So, yeah, we're going to try and focus elsewhere, though. I think it's the Jinbo that we wanted to declare war on. They're indifferent to us currently. They're enemies with the Uesegi, so I get some points with them if I decide to declare war on these guys. If there's anyone that's unfriendly, though, I'd prefer attacking them. The Oda in Mino... Mino is a really shit province, though. I'm not sure that it's really great to defend from there. It's not a great tactical position, so we're going to avoid doing that for now. So anyway, while the turn counter is going to be ticking over and while I look over a few other things, let's talk a little bit about strategy and what Strategy Saturday is going to be all about, because, I mean, what kind of Strategy Saturday is it if you don't actually talk about what strategy is? And for me, I'm going to start off with saying what it isn't. What strategy is not is like concretely defined. So like there are a lot of people out there who have written about strategy and about the principles of strategy and all of that other good stuff. And they always make sure to carefully define how they're going to be talking about strategy. And it always differs from writer to writer and theorist to theorist. And that's because it's such an old word that has had so many differences and changes in meaning that it's really gone through that sort of cycle of different terms. And that's fine, I guess, but it leaves us in a situation where like you can't really say that, oh, well, you're not really talking about strategy, you're talking about tactics. You can say that, but you'd be wrong to a very large degree. There's a lot to talk about on both topics. And the thing is that neither of them are really mutually exclusive. It's almost impossible to talk about strategy completely devoid of tactics, and it's impossible really to talk about strategy without also talking about grand strategy, which is the idea that you've got that level above normal strategy.
Can see the shadows has power in the light. Metsuke deal in bribery and corruption. Keep order and watch for assassins and spies.
All right, so got Mexican. So anyway, what I'm saying is though that like, especially grand strategy and strategy. Grand strategy is strategy incorporating politics, geopolitics essentially into the equation, and that sort of makes it much more difficult to sort of figure out what lines to draw when you're discussing all of this stuff. And it's not necessarily going to be clear, and it's not necessarily going to be obvious, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be necessarily. What we can talk about though is how I view strategy in the simplest terms possible to sort of make it easier when I'm talking about strategy to get my point across to the viewers, which is you guys. So when I'm talking about strategy, what I'm typically talking about is the idea of using the resources at your disposal and the natural geography to gain an advantage over an opponent. That's sort of what I'm referring to when I'm talking about strategy. So when I say that my strategy is to do whatever, I'm going to be doing those actions to gain an advantage. The actual execution for me of doing that so that I can actually outright beat my opponent, for me that feels more like tactics. So there's that sort of dividing line. So we're going to talk about our strategy in this campaign. Now, we've got a very central spread out position in this particular scenario, and we've got very long lines of communication to defend here. Lines of communication would be our roads in this particular instance. So we are going to build another upgrade on our road in North Shinano. The reason for this is it's our longest stretch of road. This will facilitate faster troop movements from north to south, whereas if I built the roads upgrade in Kai, it would just be this tiny bit of road. If I did the road in Hida, it would just be this short little road over here that's improved. So North Shinano upgrades this entire stretch of road. It also increases trade and the prosperity of the region, which is also a secondary good thing. So our biggest concern, though, is that like in this central position, it's very much harder to defend ourselves against enemies. Now, one advantage that we have is that we are surrounded on this side by mountains, which makes it harder for our allies to double-cross us. We've got strong alliances to the south. We've got weaker nations to our east, and to our northeast, Echigo, our major contender for power, has a very, very long road through North Shinano before he can attack me. In fact, I can reinforce a little bit faster from Hida to North Shinano if I have to, if I'm attacked by the Uesegi. And inversely, they're in a war up north. So I'm currently in a position where I feel stronger than the geographical position normally would allow me. But what this lets me do is it lets me focus all of my attention in this small area. This is sort of where all the action is going to be. Now, for example, here, I can take the army I've got here if I wanted to, and I could press into Echu, and we're actually going to go ahead and do that. But the problem is that I can't take much of my army here. So what's going to happen is next turn I can move my Metsuke into Hida and take, it will be, I think, 6 of my units of troops into Echu and try and invade Echu through here. What I can do for now, though, is take a quick glimpse, since I don't plan on attacking it right now, but I can if it turns out that it's precipitous. Move this guy up here. No, I can't quite see the city, so I'm going to have to rely on what I can guess. But one of the other things I could do is if he had enough movement, I could move my Metsuke all the way up to Echu. What I can do, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my Metsuke into Hida for a turn. The next turn I'll move him out to spy on Echu and then return him to Hida, and that will give me both the intel on Echu and whether or not I can attack them, and it will let him station at Hida. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to hit end turn. And so that is going to sort of be our short-term strategy. For the long term, what we want to do is provide a situation where our fronts are stabilized, where we don't have to rely on our allies to the south. Even though the Hojo and the Imagawa are becoming really powerful, that just means that becomes much more crippling when they inevitably double-cross us, especially now that the Imagawa have again pushed the Oda back into Miwa. That's just disgusting. Okay, so the Kiso have also been destroyed. Fantastic. So let's go ahead with our short-term strategy here. Overseas settlements, perfect. That's fine. Now we don't want to upgrade this to a rice exchange. This isn't going to be one of our primary provinces, and it will stimulate our early game growth. So we're not going to bother building it. By the time it's paid for itself, it'll have gone to reversed gains because of that loss in income. So we're not going to worry about that. What we have got is an opportunity to recruit a few more units, because it is important for us to keep recruiting units in our current position here, especially since I plan on growing out into more regions. What we're going to do as well is just take another look, see if his army is moved anywhere where I can see it. If I can get line of sight to it, that'd be fantastic. I cannot. So I'm going to move right back into here. So let's go ahead, get another archer, and what this is going to do is this will greatly increase this happiness, so that by next turn we'll easily be able to move into our opponent's city and take it. Hojo troops are streaming northwest, or northeast rather, sorry, and it's becoming a little bit of a concern to me because I don't want them to become too strong, and the Imagawa are already quite a bit too strong. Uesegi to the north have clipped off the Hojo though, so oh, what the shit? Okay, well that's new. I know where the Jimbo are though. Okay, we've got a brother who's come of age, so that is going to be good. What we're going to do is we're going to actually start a drive to retake Echigo for our allies over there, and what we're going to do is we're going to send up Takeda, whatever the crap this guy's name, Nobukato, and we're going to have him lead an army from North Shinano that we're going to raise up pretty quickly. I'm going to send these 3 guys over there as well. And this army is going to go reclaim that from the Jinbo. And I don't feel like I'm really going to have to check first with my Metsuke, but let's go ahead and do that anyway. I might not be able to get him back in town in this turn, but let's see. Ah, crap. Okay, so I can move a little bit further. Crap. Okay, I cannot see that castle, and I cannot actually go back to my settlement, which is not great. But let's check out over here. We've got 8, so we can move out 8 troops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll move them up here. This leaves these people just barely on the edge of unhappiness, and these guys will probably be fine for what we're doing since I saw the Jimbo army moving off in that direction. So, why the crap am I learning that? I should be learning this. I spent 2 turns wasted doing that, so fantastic. I'm not paying attention to the things I'm doing. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's look at construction. I don't think there's anything I really want to build right now. I can recruit another Metsuke, which is a good thing. Let's recruit this one down here. Now, we want to check to see what our most profitable province is, and it's probably North Shinano for now. So we're going to have our Metsuke look around after North Shinano and another one at Hida. Even though Hida is not very profitable, what it is near our opponent. Oh, no, wait, their castle's there. What the crap am I thinking? I thought that river was defining provinces. But anyway, the advantage that we're going to get from him being up there in the north, looking after the new cities as we conquer them, is that he'll help stabilize their morale a little bit. And more importantly, he'll also be capable of kind of taking over enemy armies through bribes if I have to use that mechanic, which is a very, very useful mechanic, by the way. Our income, as you can see, is going low, and our leftover economy is also kind of meh right now. We're going to declare war. Okay. And once again, we've got an empty castle town, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go continue siege. I just want to look at the political situation once again and make sure that I'm properly overseeing settlements this time. And where's this guy? There we go. Okay, so that's increased our income a little bit if we look at over here. It's gone up to 601 from 473, so a very slight increase, but it's a very real increase as well. I think the Jinbo have also taken up Noto. Oh no, that's the Hatsukeyama. Okay, so that I don't have to worry about them. So we're going to want to try and move a force over to Echigo. And we've got 13 happiness here, so how much of the army can we move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can actually move our entire army out of North Shinano if we want to. Now that's a bit of a risk because the Kozuke are getting quite strong over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bulk up my armies just a little bit, make sure that I can take Echu and see what vision that gives me because I might get counterattacked from Echigo to either North Shinano, or I could be attacked at Echu. If I'm getting attacked at Echu, what's going to happen is I will be able to bounce their army off of the defenses there and then retake Echigo using the army from Takeda Nobushige rather than trying to run my army up from North Shinano, which leaves my core too vulnerable. So again, I'm trying to worry about those internal lines of communication. This army in North Shinano, which can respond in any direction, is the most important army that I have currently. And that's sort of a little bit of a crux that I'm going to have to worry about. Now let's also go into clan management here. I've got that new brother that I can make minister of something. So I'm going to make him commissioner of finance because I've got Nobushige attacking a turn and taking the settlement this turn, which means that he'll decrease the unhappiness that that settlement's going to have. So anyway, once again, boring battle. Let's skip this. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. We got a decisive victory again and just sat around because, again, I'm incredibly lazy. Okay, so looks like we'll be able to peacefully occupy after our guys got a level. I'm not sure if that applies to bonus. I'm pretty sure it does. This one we're definitely going to want to make into a sake den because we do want that ninja. It also provides a little bit of a kick of income, but it's not really anything to write home about. So yeah, we've got not enough money anymore, but we have got a greater income as well. So that's really going to help us out here. As well, our food supply is shot up to 4. Let's see here. This place is really discontented. last turn. So apparently the people I took it from, not very good governors. Good to know. So once we got that spy, that ninja out, we'll be able to easily keep tabs on Echigo. Now the thing is, I don't really want to have to take Echigo. I don't like attacking north in this game because everything as you move further north becomes more and more spread out. But on the plus side, currently we've gotten Echu, which means that we have our first port city, and we won't be able to afford to upgrade to a trading port just yet. But we have got a nice harbor, which is going to improve our economy around Echu a little bit. We've got the Noto up north. Let's see how their opinion is of us. Blah, 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 blah. I might already have met them. Who? Hatakeyama, blah, blah, blah. Why do I... They're... Well, they're indifferent to me. These guys I can't trade with for no good reason whatsoever. I cannot fathom why I cannot trade with these people. Look at them. They're right freaking here. But anyway, yeah, I might have to take over the Noto because they're being dicks because they won't trade with me. They have got a coastal village as well, so it's not a terrible place to take over. They're not upgrading their trails though. They really need to do that so I can take them over, and that would be great. Anyway, next turn our economy will improve even a little bit more, but the problem as it stands right now is that we aren't sure about those armies to our east, so we're going to have to make sure that we are secure there, and the attacks can come at Echu or North Shinano. Those are sort of the places where I anticipate something happening. My dog is barking, which is, again, all part of my strategic concerns. But anyway, I think that's enough of this for now. I hope you found this enjoyable, and as always, I hope to see you all next time.